Hello there. I hope you are all doing good today. My name is Eunice. I'm a life coach from Eureka Global Coaching. I'm also a mental health advocate with certification in suicide prevention. Those of you who are visiting us for the first time, if you have not seen our other videos on our YouTube channel, you can do so. Visit our YouTube channel, Eureka Global Coaching, for other videos on types of mental health illnesses, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, bipolar, and postnatal depression, among others. We also have videos describing triggers of mental health illnesses. Today, I want to talk about something that we may all go through in one way or the other in our lifetime, and that is grief. I want to talk about understanding the 5 stages of grief. Why am I talking about grief today? I'm talking about grief today because 15% of all psychological disorders come from unresolved grief. That means that some people are not able to cope with grief, and eventually it's spiraled down into some form of psychological disorder. So today I'm talking about understanding the 5 stages of grief. I believe that when people understand the 5 stages of grief, it helps them to go through the grief process positively. One thing we all have to know about grief is that it is a natural way of responding to something that happens to us. It may be a loss of a loved one, loss of job, loss of a pet, or even trying some IVF processes that has not been successful. Some people also grieve when they relocate to a new place. They grieve the old place that they have left for a period of time because they have lived there for a period of time. They have loved that place, and leaving that place becomes a loss to them. So I want to talk about the 5 stages of grief. There is the denial stage, there is the anger and sadness stage, there is the struggle or guilt stage, there is the depression stage, and there is the acceptance stage. When we understand these stages, it helps us to go through grief positively. So that is why today I want to talk about these stages. In the denial and shock stage, people are not able to accept the fact that whatever is happening to them. It may be bereavement. If we talk about bereavement, when people are bereaved, the first stage they go through is the denial or the shock stage. They are shocked that this is happening to them at this particular stage. Then we have the anger or sadness stage. They get angry about what has happened. Why me? Why her? Why him? Why my beloved pet? And sometimes the anger also comes when the individual feels that their world has come to an end by losing a loved one. And then you come out of your house and you see that around you, everybody is going on their lives as if nothing has happened. There is that anger and there is that sadness in that stage. There is also the struggle or the guilt stage. At this stage, people begin to think of, what if I had been there? What if I had bought this medication? What if I didn't travel? I could have done this. They go through the process of what they could have done to prevent the loss of what they are going through. There is also the depression stage. This depression stage is the stage where people become extremely sad and they are unable to cope with what is happening around them. And then there is the acceptance stage. The acceptance stage is when an individual comes to the stage where they accept what has happened to them, where they accept the loss that has happened to them. It may be the loss of a husband, or the loss of a wife, or the loss of a pet, or the loss of a job. They have to come to an acceptance of what has happened. When people come to acceptance of what has happened to them, they are able to understand that everyone has a chance of going through grief. We all have a chance of going through grief if only we love someone or love something. So everyone you love has 100% chance of dying. Every pet you love has 100% chance of dying. Every job you love has some chance of you not working there your whole life. It may come to a time where you may go on retirement, so you may lose that job. So when you come to acceptance of the fact that what is happening to you is natural and it's normal, you will be able to respond to it positively. It's not all of us who are able to cope with grief. Sometimes because we don't understand these 5 stages of grief. And I must say that these 5 stages can overlap. It's not a linear state that somebody will go through. It can happen at any time, and it may also overlap. But when we understand that this is the stages of grief, it helps us to go through the process of grief. I hope this information helps someone. It may help you, or it may help somebody you know. I will come again and go deeper into how to cope with grief.